Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm real good today, man. I'm real good today. The podcast today, DT, is brought to you by Manscaped. You ever heard of Manscaped?
No.
Manscaped, they are the best in men's below the waist grooming. Yeah. And Manscaped offers precision engineering tools for your family jewels. I'm sure you want to look after that. Manscaped just launched in the UK. We've gone years without using the right tools for the job. You can be one of the first men in England to experience their life-changing products, and they've got lots of excellent products. Now, you can get 20% off and free shipping by using the AGB at manscaped.com code. That's 20% off and free shipping with manscaped.com. Just use the AGB code, and DT, your balls will thank you. All right. Now this is the serious thing. Look,
God.
I've got for you.
You're not winding me up.
Oh. I'll tell you what, right? I'll tell you what, we laugh about it. Like that.
No, I thought you was just about to say, I tell you what, I used it earlier. I don't want to know.
I haven't used it yet, but you know what? We laugh about these things, but it's part of your grooming, man. You've got to look after yourself. You've got to groom, and if you know all the tools for the job are here. They've also got things like let me see this one here. A foot deodorant, right? So the next time you come into we're doing a watch along and you're taking your shoes off, there you go.
What?
Spray a bit of this on your feet. Trust me, man, you got to look after yourself properly. Yeah.
What's this, like men's version of like what women do and everything, like pamper yourself and stuff.
It's men's grooming. You've got to look after yourself, man. You've got to, you know, and especially in this lockdown time when you're at home, you know, over the lockdown period, so many people just been stuck at home doing nothing. Stuck in their same old clothes for ages. You can be grooming.
This seems like you're talking from experience here.
Hey, listen, I'm a well-groomed guy. I'm a well-groomed guy, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm out of here. See you later. Oh, God.
What are you saying? You're not?
I'm not. I just don't want to know about
Are you not?
I don't want to know. Listen.
That's why I've set you up, man. Listen, I've set you up. And as I said, no, this is a serious thing. And I've said, right, anybody on the show today, use the AGB code, 20% off. Okay?
What does that say?
Listen, do you know what? I had a little bit of a laugh at first.
What did it say in the box? Your balls will thank you.
Your balls will thank you, right? I had a little bit of a laugh about it, right, when I first saw it. But you know what? It's actually perfectly good and great idea and fantastic. So I've got a pack for you, all right? Now, onwards with the show, right?
How have you just done the last 5 minutes with a straight face?
I have a perfectly straight face because it's a perfectly great idea. And you know what? You need to jump on board, bro. As I said, I've got the pack for you. When am I seeing you next? I'll see you at the game, right? So I'll see you at the watch along for the game. I've got a pack for you. I've got a package for you, bro.
Oh, dear God. You know I mean, look, don't ask me to test the products on the watch along.
It won't just be your balls that thank you. Your girlfriend will thank you as well. And she'll thank me.
Oh, my dear God. Can we talk about football now, please?
Yeah, let's talk about football. Hey, did you see the draw, right? Did you see, obviously, the draw for the Europa League? For anybody who doesn't yet know that, it's Arsenal in Group B. We've drawn Rapid Vienna from Austria, Older FK from Norway, and the one that I like the most on it, Dundalk from Ireland. I am absolutely gutted that we cannot travel to these locations that they're going to be behind closed doors. What 3 great locations there. Dundalk in Ireland.
Mate.
That would have been brilliant.
Mate, literally 10 minutes after that draw was done, a mate of mine from Ireland literally messaged me and he was like, you fancy coming over? And I was like, I would love to, but
Gutted.
we're not going to get in the stadiums. We're not
Gutted.
unless we get their match day 6, and by that time everything's changed. Which
you
never know. But yeah, knowing our luck, it's going to be match day 1. I haven't even seen when they've accumulated them or whatever. I haven't even paid much attention to that side of things.
I doubt it, even if it's further down the line with what's been going on this year. Very much doubt that I'm
gutted, man.
I'm absolutely gutted because they're all great locations.
Yeah.
Molde in Norway. Obviously, we've been to Norway before, but Norway's a beautiful country. I like. And the Rapid Vienna one. Going to Austria, Tao, of course, got his Austrian roots as well. He could speak fluent German, and that would have been a great game. Rapid Vienna away. Oh man, I'm gutted. I'm gutted when you saw those come out.
But like you know what? On the flip side, though, on a playing perspective, I think that those draws are absolutely perfect for us as a team because we've got no major travel, very, very easy locations to get to.
True.
No real adverse weather conditions, I would say. Maybe Norway
a bit cold.
Yeah, depending on when we get them, though. It could be like an Östersund at one point, or it could be just like being in England. But that side of things, I'm quite pleased with that and the travel. And I feel that this is also, with all due respect to the 3 teams there, we can pretty much put aside, like Carabao Cup matches out in that, and like I'm saying, I'm not being disrespectful to the teams in there, but we should be able to navigate that group very, very comfortably, minimal fuss, without risking any of our key players. And
let's be real, it's an easy group.
It's lovely.
It's an easy group.
It is lovely, but I'm just going back to it, man. I'm so annoyed. When we were allowed to go to games, we were getting Karabag and having to go to Azerbaijan and stuff like that. And we were sitting there praying for just one of these lovely home draws. We weren't even worried about all 3 being nice. We were like, just give us one. Give us one trip out of the 3 where we can go, I can't wait for that. And we just got given absolute rubbish all the time. And then
be careful how you're dissing Azerbaijan and these places, man.
Hey, listen, I've already said Azerbaijan as a place, I've got no issues with it. I think it's a beautiful place. And when we went over there, been there twice, let's forget about the second time. But we've been there and it was lovely. No problem. The people were brilliant, welcoming. The hospitality and everything was second to none. But it's getting there.
It's not Dundalk, is it?
Nah, it was like, listen, when we went to Ireland before, how quick the flight to Ireland is that the staff that have the trolley that walk up and down the middle of the aircraft, they didn't even get to the back of the plane to sell whatever they were selling, and we'd already landed.
You remember that trip? You nearly didn't even get on the plane, if you remember rightly. Yeah,
bring that up.
Yeah, because now you've just reminded me of that day when you had an argument. When you had an argument with the airport officials and they were going to kick you off not let you fly, and we had to beg them to let you on. Remember that day?
I can't remember.
Oh no, you can never. That's the thing about you. You can never remember any of these days.
Look, I didn't.
There's so many of them. That's why.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I did. I did see it. Right, I remember that. Right, but we did eventually get to Ireland, and I remember we went to Dublin, and it was brilliant. But I would have Dundalk. That would have been brilliant, man. That would have been. I would have loved to have gone. I love Ireland. I love to have gone to there. And as I said, the Molde one, and in particular the Rapid Vienna, I think that would have been a great game. That would have been a great visit. But as you said, behind closed doors. But as you said, they're easy games. Let's be real. They're easy.
Can I just say,
disrespect, but they,
the one thing that I wanted to know, and I did something on my channel before the draw was done about the possible teams that we could have faced and everything. And I'm not actually sure about certain parts of the world and what their restrictions are and stuff. So maybe this is a question that I could put out to the viewers that are watching this show, and maybe they could let us know in the comment section. But of the teams that you see in the Europa League, and now obviously the 3 teams that we've got, what are the current restrictions in those countries? Obviously, Ireland, I think we all pretty much know what that is.
Ireland is strict.
Yeah, it's real bad. But what I'm saying is, with Austria, with Norway, what is the current situation in those countries in regards to COVID? Have they got restrictions? Are there bans? Are fans going into stadiums at the moment?
Well, I think part of the problem is that, remember, we're so messed up over here when it comes to the COVID, that most countries have restrictions on us coming in. No matter how well they're doing in their place, they don't really want us there because we've got so many cases.
Yeah, I just meant in a general consensus that, not for us going, but will we get to play in a stadium that's got fans in it?
I don't know. Who knows? I mean, those countries like Austria, I think, have got it, and Norway haven't got it. I think Norway have got it under really good control, and so of Austria. But it's whether I'm not sure whether they're allowing fans in. So yeah, maybe people can bring us up to date on that. But yeah, you got to say it's a good draw. I mean, some of the teams that we managed to avoid, as well. I mean, I managed to avoid teams like. We could have got an AC Milan, for instance. We could have got Feyenoord or Hoffenheim or teams like that. I mean, so we avoid, Lille. We could have got. I mean, there's one group, Celtic. So have you seen their group, Celtic? They've got it's Celtic, Sparta Prague, AC Milan, and Lille. That's a that's a hard group. That is, man.
No. Did you see the AC Milan? Game how they actually got through?
I was at like a 24 goal penalty shootout.
Mate, I watched the entire penalty shootout, and the amount of times, because Milan were taking the first kick, and when it got to sudden death, the amount of times that Milan would miss a penalty and the other team only had to score to go through, and then they would miss, and then it got round to when Donnarumma ended up taking the penalty himself. He missed. The other goalkeeper stepped up and he missed, and his face, he looked at Donnarumma as if to say, like, what I mean? Goalkeepers union, wasn't it? But they were so unlucky, man.
They should have had Ainsley Maitland-Niles, right? If you want a penalty taken and it wants to be the coolest, come on, that is the coolest piss-take penalty you've ever seen in your life. The way he just strolls up, nonchalantly walks up to the ball, laughing, and just strokes it into the net, and then just turns around laughing. Trust me, that penalty was almost like, obviously, my parents, they're Jamaican. That's made in Jamaica, that goal. That's the sort of thing, if a man's doing a penalty shootout in Jamaica, that's how they're going to do it. They'll be like, yeah, me not running. Once I take my time, I was like, cool how am I gonna do this? Honestly, man, his penalties are brilliant.
Yeah, I know. It's mad. It's mad.
Until he misses one, and then everybody be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's one of those. Look, the way he just walked up. It's just, and even the run up to actually take it. It's like he can't be asked. It's honestly, man. It's honestly like he's playing in the park with his mates, and he's just around.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And obviously, let's touch on that. Liverpool twice in a week, right? Lost one in the league, and then beat them in the Carabao Cup. The league really would have been the nicer one to have won because the league's the all important one. First of all, let's start with that. Even though we lost, even though they were the better team, they deserved to win the game. But Arsenal, they were in the game until like that last, the 89th minute.
Yeah.
And we ain't been like that for a long time at Anfield, have we?
No, well, Liverpool were the better team. There were some dubious calls by the referee.
You're on about the Mane one, obviously.
Yeah, the Mane. Well, look, even a minute before Mane did that, he should have got a booking for what he did to Bellerin.
Yeah,
clattered into him. So,
do you think he should have got a red?
Oh yeah, all day, of course. Go and have a look at the angle where it's front on. You can see in his face the way he's moved across. Come on, man.
Drifty said, Drifty, Liverpool fan.
Oh, let me guess.
He said he reckons like the elbow hit and slid up. He goes, it wasn't a deliberate.
Bit slid up. Slid up. It's like he's trying to like come up with some kind of excuse how he's got someone pregnant. It's like he slid up. No, come on, man. No, get out of it, mate. So you know my allergies, man. It's like, come on, man.
Oh my god!
Listen, look,
we're gonna get cancelled, man.
Is it?
We're gonna get cancelled.
What? Listen.
You.
What? What did I say?
I don't know everything you say, man. I'll tell you. I just walk a tightrope.
Listen, it is. It's like, you're with your missus, yeah? You.
Oh, stop.
But I'm trying to say.
I don't want to get cancelled. No, don't say nothing else. No.
All right, okay. But look, we could have actually brought it in with the whole sponsor thing, and the balls and all the rest of it. And but what I'm trying to say is, it's like there was no his arm was like this and his fist was clenched and it's gone across like this. Yeah, he's actually leaned into him, smacked him straight in the jaw. It's a straight red card. I'm sorry, it's a red card all day. And there's not many decisions during a game where you can turn around and say they would have had an effect on the game or it wouldn't have had a bearing on it. But that was in the first 3 minutes of the game. That would have had a massive bearing on the game. The game would have completely been different if Liverpool were down to 10 men for 87 minutes of that game.
Mm. No, you would. Listen, you go a whole game with literally with 10 men. That's a game changer. I don't care, even if you're Liverpool, even if you're Barcelona, Bayern Munich, it's a game changer when you go down to 10 men. Simple as. Your whole game plan changes. You have to think more about defense. You know what I mean? And it would have changed in Arsenal's game plan as well.
Yeah.
He got away with it. And not only did he get away with it, he goes and scores as well. Which is typical. The thing is, though, we were 1-0 up. That's the annoying thing about that game. We got into the lead and we didn't hold on to it. How annoying was that?
Well, it's the same. How many times have we gone to Anfield and we've got the first goal and then within 5 minutes we fell apart? 9 minutes, Robbie, from scoring our opening goal, we were 2-1 behind. 9 minutes. So it's not 9 minutes and they equalised. It was 9 minutes and we'd gone from winning to losing. Yeah. It's just schoolboy stuff. And these are the issues that we have. These are the issues that Mikel Arteta's got to face and what he's got to deal with and what he's got to try and rectify.
Did he make a big error in his team selection, not playing Gabriel? We saw how good Gabriel was in the second game. Did he make an error in not playing Gabriel in that game? Now,
in hindsight, yeah. In hindsight, and I think that maybe, Mikel's honest enough to admit that he got it wrong. He would have had a reason why he did it. He would have felt it was the right reason to do it. But ultimately, it never worked. At the end of the day, every manager in world football, makes mistakes. And they wish that they'd done things differently or whatever it is. And that goes for players as well. When you look at the way that he played at Anfield in the Carabao Cup, it only makes that even more, bad, shall we say, in terms of why he wasn't playing, because he was our best outfield player. He was immense in the Carabao Cup. And yeah, I know it's a lot different facing only Mo Salah, shall we say, in the Carabao Cup in comparison to facing him and Mane and Firmino and everything else. But he was commanding. And
he's still up against very good players. You know what I mean? He's still up against Salah, Diogo Jota. They just paid £40 million for it. He's still up against Minamino, Origi when he came on. These are still quality players that he's up against. And he did brilliantly.
He's been excellent. It's not the one game. Every game he's played in this season, he's been one of our standout players.
Yeah, we've definitely really got a great deal in him. That's been an excellent signing. The other controversial incident in that game was their third goal, which was scored by Jota.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think that was handball?
Yeah, I've said it, and I'll still say it. At the end of the day, right? I don't think we're clear on handball at the moment. I don't think anyone can understand. We all hate Tottenham, but let's look at the Eric Dyer handball. It's not handball. Do you know what I mean? The ball's been headed into his hand with his back turned. He doesn't know anything in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, it's hilarious because it's Tottenham and they ended up drawing the game. But reality is it's not handball.
Yeah.
That one, I believe that the law states now if it's from here where your sleeve is and above, it's not handball. So everyone referencing the Gabriel one the week before against West Ham.
That wasn't handball because that came right off the
because it's hitting here. So under the letter of the law, because the old law used to be from here and down was handball. So they've moved it to kind of this area now. So the Gabriel one under the old law would have been a handball, but under the new law, it's not a handball. Now I've looked at all the images and the videos, and it looks like it hits Jota kind of around about here. Part of the ball in the crease of where the arm is. It's handball.
It's handball. You know the thing that annoyed me about both of those decisions. We've got VAR available, and VAR wasn't even used in any of them, and it was just a really strange one.
I think what they've said is that VAR is always involved, and the referee's told straight away whether this is something they need to review. So in that instance, whoever's controlling VAR, wherever it is, the Mane incident and that, they've obviously said to the referee, no, nothing in that. You're fine with your decision.
Do you think?
I don't get it. I really don't. So the Mane one,
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying with the Mane one, they would have been in his ear and they would have said to him, yeah, you've got the decision right. There's nothing you need to look at. And he would have just gone, okay, play on.
I've got a theory on it, yeah? Referencing what you just said about the Eric Dyer one, which was ridiculous. Like, as you said, we none of us like Tottenham, but that was ridiculous. Like you said, the guy's not even facing the player. How can that be handball? That means we're going to see, and this is one of the horrific things about that decision, is we're going to see a lot more of those before the season finishes because that's the rules. So it's not the referee's fault. I know everyone was slating the referee. It's not their fault. They're just following the current rules, yeah? But do you think because of the amount of controversy there was over last weekend, you had that one, there was the one at Crystal Palace, there was numerous. There was the Man United one, which that was handball, but the decision was given after the whistle, and there was lots of controversy. Then Arsenal play Liverpool on the Monday. 4 or 5 minutes into the start of the game, there's a potential that you're going to have to send off Liverpool's best player against the team that are the champions with Jurgen Klopp on the sidelines. Do you think the referee just thought to himself, you know what? Hey, I don't really fancy being the next guy in the firing line for all this controversy, being accused of ruining the game by sending off Mane and stuff like that. Do you think there was a lot of that in that decision?
Well, if they're not strong enough to referee, then they shouldn't be doing the job. They're not strong enough to take, control of the game. Then why are you doing it? I don't care if it's the 3rd minute or the 93rd minute. If it's a sending off, it's a sending off. It's as simple as that. It's a sending off.
I also got another theory as well, that had that have been another player, say a Granit Xhaka,
mate,
or one of those players that are known for, Kolasinac or somebody like that, I think they would have gone.
Mate, if it was Granit Xhaka, they would have deported him. It wouldn't have just been a red card. You know what I mean? They would have done everything. it's a joke because Mane as a person is a wonderful person, you know, and what he does outside of football, amazing. But that doesn't mean that you get away with doing things on the pitch. It was a red card. It should have been a red card. His nice, beautiful, wonderful nature as a human being should not be taken into consideration. Do I believe he meant it? No, but he did it. It's a red card. Sorry, it's a red card. And the referee made a massive, massive error. And it's the third time against Liverpool that an incident like this has happened where VAR has not got involved. Do you remember the game at the Emirates before the end of the season, the tackle by Trent Alexander-Arnold? And how on earth he got away with that with VAR when you think of Aubameyang getting done at Crystal Palace and all these kind of things. No different. And that's the issue that everyone has, is that you've got to have consistency. If one gets sent off for it, everyone gets sent off for it. Or you look at it in the way that you should, and which is, you know, the context of the moment, and realize that it's not intentional. But yeah, Liverpool have had this happen many times now where they've just got away with it against us. And don't get me wrong, they deserve to win the game. I've said all this. Great, fair play to them. They're 5 years into their project under Jurgen Klopp, and we're not even a year into our project under Mikel Arteta. But in the cold light of day, that would have changed the whole complex of the game.
Did you think we were too negative in that game?
I don't think that you could have been too attacking, shall we say, against Liverpool. They would have picked you apart. They would have tore you a new one. I think that we went there with the right tactics that worked in our previous 2 games against Liverpool. You know, everyone moans about playing out from the back, but our first goal was because we played out from the back. So I've got no problem with the way that we set up and played. It was just individual, you know, errors and, you know, the way that we defended as a team that let us down. We go and get the first goal, and it's like, right, now sit back, let's hold this for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And we always know that you're most vulnerable when you score. And then it was just poor defending as a unit and as a team. And yeah, we then had a massive chance in that second half, man. And that's the most annoying thing. Despite Liverpool being as well as they did and everything else, we opened them up. And Lacazette scores that 2-2, game on, last 20 minutes. It's anybody's game at that moment. And it is what it is. But I saw fight. I saw a bit of a difference. I saw a bit of togetherness. I saw a team that didn't crumble and crack, where when we went 2-1 down, we would have normally gone 3, 4, and 5. So what I saw from that game that was very evident is that the team, we can see where we're going as a team in terms of the shape and everything and the way that we work for the manager. But what's very evident and is missing are the personnel. There's players there that Mikel Arteta has got the maximum out of. Maximum. Now he needs players that are going to take him beyond that maximum, and us as a club beyond that.
And you know, he had a perfect chance to bounce back on the Thursday. Now, never easy to go back and play the same team again after you've just been beaten by them. We've seen before in the past that we've been thrashed twice in a week, like by City and things like that. But so it must have been really satisfying for Arteta to then go back, put in another good performance, but this time to actually get the result. And a lot of that was down to, again, like you said, brilliant defending. Gabriel, like you said, but the whole team, the team as a whole played really well. Defensively, looked solid. And that's one of the things that he really is making us. He's making us a lot harder to beat than we've been in the past. And then behind that defense, a great performance by Bernd Leno. Now, I know you've been one of these guys that have been really shouting from the rooftops and bigging up Bernd Leno, because Leno, which is a bit weird, but has come under a lot of stick because we know that Emi Martinez came in. He done a fantastic job. When I remember when Leno got injured at Brighton, everybody was just going, "Oh my God, we're done." Yeah. And then Martinez comes in and he was absolutely brilliant. Martinez in those 10 games he played, helped us to win the FA Cup. Outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Obviously, he then moved on to Aston Villa. Leno's back in the team now, and straight away, everything he does, comparisons are drawn.
Yeah.
Well, Martinez would have done that better. Martinez would have done this better. But we kind of forgot how good he was. But he reminded us how good he was in that Carabao Cup game.
What do you want me to say? Listen, look, if anybody needs me to explain to them what Bernd Leno can do, then I suggest you go and buy some glasses. Not Tyres glasses, because they clearly don't work. Go and buy a new pair, and I just don't get it. This whole comparison thing. Look, Emi Martinez is now an Aston Villa player. Stop with all this rubbish. You're putting your own player down for somebody that's not our player anymore, and it's pissing me off. It's really annoying me because...
Well, you can understand why people were making...
No, I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to this, understanding this, that, the other. Emi Martinez had 10 very good games. Yeah, I have lost count how many very good games Bernd Leno's had for this club. People are carrying on like he's never done what Emi Martinez has done. Emi Martinez made some exceptional saves during his time when he was playing. Bernd Leno has made some exceptional saves. I can think top of my head right now. Everyone will talk about the save from Emi Martinez against Liverpool at the Emirates in the last seconds, yeah? I think about the save from Bernd Leno at Wembley against Spurs, right? World class. I can think of the save where Manchester City were absolutely battering up at the Emirates and Kevin De Bruyne looked like he was about to bend his hat-trick going. And out of nowhere, bang. Do you remember the game against Watford when we conceded 20-odd plus shots and he was like a one-man brick wall? How many times has Bernd Leno been our brick wall? And people were sitting there and just dismissing him. Like
I think there's 2 areas where the comparisons, people are drawing the comparisons, right? So I think everybody knows that he's a brilliant shot stopper, but distribution-wise, a lot of people were like, well, Martinez is better distribution-wise. And commanding his box, commanding the area, obviously Martinez is a bigger guy. So a lot of people were saying he was better there. What did you think of that?
Look, Bernd Leno knows he's got to work on some bits of his game in terms of the crossing, but the distribution side of things and playing out from the back. Well, how many goals have we scored this season already that have been from playing out from the back?
Yeah, Martin has been responsible for some of those as well. Well, last season, should I say?
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah. Please remember. Let's also remember as well that for the majority of last season, Bernd Leno was playing in front of a bunch of clowns managed by a clown. All right. I would love to have seen Emi Martinez playing goal with Unai Emery as the manager. Yeah. Let's go and see you face 25, 30 shots at goal a game. All right. You came into the side at a very good time when Arsenal had actually sorted themselves out defensively.
Wait a minute. No, we no. When Martinez came into the team.
You remember straight after lockdown? Right? When we went to Manchester City and David Luiz decided, I want to be a clown, right? Who was it that stopped that game from being 6, 7, or 8?
Yeah, so when you're hold on, wait a minute. But you're contradicting your whole argument.
No, I'm not.
Martinez came into the side on the back of back-to-back defeats. We lost to Man City. We lost at Brighton. So he didn't come in with some great defense in front of him. We didn't have even Gabriel. Remember, he's only come in this season. He's had like Mustafi and David Luiz there. Even David Luiz. Remember, David Luiz was even suspended for about 3 games. Right,
Robbie. Before lockdown,
he did brilliantly when he came in.
Before lockdown, we'd sorted our defence out. Our defence had now started to look more solid.
After lockdown, it looked shaky. The first couple of games.
After lockdown, it was absolutely fine until David Luiz decided to be David Luiz. All right.
What about Brighton then?
Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton.
Up until...
That's the second game. We lost.
Up until... When did we get our goal? 75th minute? Up until then? Can you remember?
Until.
Robbie,
we lost.
We scored and we went 1-0 up. Can you remember Brighton doing anything in that game to us? Nothing.
Up until we conceded goals, we lost the game.
And what were the goals from?
Right.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. At the end of the day, the way we, for 80 minutes, we were fine. 80 minutes. And then lapse of concentration.
There you go. Poor defending. You got to defend for 90 minutes.
But I'm trying to explain to you the comparison between our defending under Mikel Arteta in comparison to our defending under Unai Emery.
No, but you're trying to make out like Leno when Martinez came in, everything was hunky dory and everything was fine. He come in off the back of a kind of when he came into the team, he came in off the back of a bit of a mini crisis. We lost the first game, humiliated against City after the lockdown, and we've been beaten by Brighton. And then after that, right, due a lot of it to some great goalkeeping by him, we managed to navigate our way to the final of the FA Cup, beating City and Chelsea in the process of that. And he was the guy between the sticks, and he was brilliant. You cannot deny that he was not excellent.
Who's denying what he did? I'm telling you, Bernd Leno.
Compare them.
Bernd Leno. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. You're trying to compare. No, right? You're trying to compare someone, right, that's effectively spent 10 years as a reserve, never broke into the first team and commanded a place in the team at all, period, full stop. He's been out on loan multiple times. He comes in, has a really good run of games, and you're trying to compare him to a full German international and a guy that has played for us for a couple of seasons and been one of our players of the year. There's no comparison. Bernd Leno is a better goalkeeper. He is the better goalkeeper. He's our number one. He was always going to be our number one, and that was never, ever going to change. People are very, very easy to criticize. Very easy to criticize. Oh, no, but Bernd Leno. Shut up, all right? Because if it wasn't for VAR, I'd love to see you lot running your mouth and telling me about the mistake that Emi Martinez made last week, in the game against Fulham. Absolutely calamitous mistake and dropped the ball. No, I'm not hating. I'm saying, look, he's not an Arsenal goalkeeper now. Thanks for the memories, but you play for Aston Villa now, and I care about my goalkeeper. I care about my goalkeeper, Bernd Leno, number one. Nobody's taking it. Nobody was taking it. He was number one anyway. And you know the most important thing? It's not what I think. It's not what you think. And it's not what any other clown that wants to disrespect him thinks. It's what Mikel Arteta thinks. And Mikel Arteta, the club, the goalkeeping coaches, everybody that worked with these guys week in, week out, sat there and said, Bernd Leno's the best goalkeeper. We don't have a problem with selling him. Get the money. Bye-bye. See you later. End of.
Doesn't mean. I think you've been very disrespectful to Martinez, right?
I'm not being disrespectful.
Right, the fact that he came in.
It's the cold reality. If people don't like the reality, then don't watch. Because at the end of the day, Emi Martinez, right? I've got all the respect in the world for him. I can't thank him enough for what. No, I can't thank. No, because Robbie, I do. I'm giving you simple facts. For 10 years, he was a second choice goalkeeper at Arsenal. Some seasons he wasn't even a second choice goalkeeper. He was on loan and all sorts and everything. And I'll tell you, I need to find the podcast from a couple of years ago, right? Because I spoke to you about Emi Martinez, and I think it might have even been before Bernd Leno first came into the side. And he was on loan at Reading. and I turned around and said to you about Emi Martinez and his performances at Reading. And I think it was a conversation we had about second choice. And you were like, oh, no, but it's only at Reading. And it's, And I remember I had a discussion, an argument with you over this. And I said, no, I've watched him at Reading. And he's actually done enough to be an understudy at Arsenal. Because this was weren't about him being a first choice. It was about him, is he capable of being a number 2 and then being able to deputise if needed? Right?
Listen,
so
he come in and he proved it. It don't matter if he was here for 10 years, right? He could have been a late bloomer. When he got his opportunity, he was absolutely amazing. Not only that, he played as backup in the Europa League. And I remember even you and me saying on many occasions that, you know what, this guy's never let us down in Europa League. Never.
Yeah. But he's still not a number 1.
Right. So, I know that Leno sends you a couple of messages every now and again. This is why, you've got your blind for him.
Stop it. Don't hate.
Respect on Martinez's name, right? Martinez is a good keeper.
Get out of here. I don't want to see you listen, I don't want to see none of this shirt. I don't want to see, listen, I don't want to see none of this rubbish in your social media feed. I don't want to see none of this stuff on the AFTV Twitter. Pictures of Leno, appreciation tweet. I don't need to do appreciation tweet because I appreciated him anyway.
Was that even Leno's shirt? Did it? I wonder if Martinez would have given you his shirt. Maybe you'd be bigging him up as much as you're bigging up at Leno right now. Leno's brilliant.
His glove.
But for me,
Martinez's gloves.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, for me, we had 2 fantastic goalkeepers, and it would have been a battle to see. It would have been a battle to see who would be number 1. And if they'd have both started number 1, I would have left it with Martinez, the guy who had the shirt, because he'd been so good.
Leno would have been number 1.
The reason why there's been the comparisons is because we had 2 exceptional goalkeepers, and they were battling it out for that number 1 spot. But fair play to Leno. Nobody's ever, I know me personally, I've never doubted him as a goalkeeper. He's brilliant. But I was saying at the time, all I said at the time is that right now, the guy who's in control, who's got the number 1 position and who's got the shirt and who's playing, which at that time was Martinez, because unfortunately Leno had got injured. He'd done so well that it would just be unfair to drop him out. That's what I was saying. But he's gone now. Like you said, he's no longer our goalkeeper, and Leno was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Leno. My guy.
Get behind all your players. The way you were Kolasinac.
So, and I don't want to see him in an Arsenal shirt no more. It's not good enough. Even in that Liverpool game.
You wouldn't even yesterday. Thursday night. You wouldn't even give him a chance.
He's had enough chances. Unforgivable what he did at Spurs last season.
Oh God, get over it, man.
Well, I won't get over it. You build a bridge and you get over it.
You got your favourites, isn't it?
No, nothing to do with it. It's just that I am justified in why I stick up for the ones that everyone seems
your favourite player.
You lot tried all this. Everyone tried it with Granit Xhaka. Yeah. And then I see everyone now going, oh, but Granit's playing so well. Shut your mouth. Be quiet. Don't talk about him. You're not allowed to. Yeah, I know.
No. See, hold on, wait a minute. This is weird now, right? You've got to be taking control, yeah? Because Granit Xhaka has also made mistakes in the past, like what Kolasinac made, yeah? Right? So if people, supposing Kolasinac, right, if he stays at Arsenal, supposing Kolasinac next season turns it around and has a brilliant season, are you not allowed then, you personally, who's really had a go at him, are you not allowed to say, you know what, fair play to Kolasinac, he's really turned it around and he's playing well? You're not allowed to say that just because at one time you had a go at him?
No, the fact is that anyone with a brain would have seen that Granit Xhaka's always had the ability. It's getting it out of it. I ain't seen any ability in Kolasinac. I told you, if you're going to keep him at the club and you're going to pay him a wage, then get him to do security.
You see, this is, you got one rule for you and different rules for everybody else. But we move on. Sheffield United at home this weekend, right? That's a tough game. Well, or is it a tough game? They haven't won a game yet this season.
You remember what I told you the other week, Robbie?
They haven't scored a goal this season.
Remember what I told you the other week? Who my team for being relegated was? Do you remember on that fan bait thing?
Yeah.
When we did the win the league top 4 and that? Who did I say in my relegation?
You said
team?
Sheffield United? You said Fulham.
I said Sheffield United. I said second season syndrome. I said for me, they've lost their best player, which was Henderson. You cannot underestimate the importance of a good goalkeeper, which is why we're lucky at Arsenal, of course, because we've got one of the best in Bernd Leno. Now, with them losing Henderson, and now they've got to play a full season, or well, we think a full season anyway, without any fans in the stadium, and we know how, good it is at Bramall Lane and everything else. I just feel that their number might be up, that they may come unstuck because everybody's got used to them now. They understand them. I started to see signs of it at the end of last season, and they were starting to crumble in places. And I just looked at it and thought, you know what? With all of that together, they could be my dark horse as the team that end up being relegated, the surprise package. Because I haven't seen anyone mention Sheffield United as a relegation candidate. Nobody. And for me, I just felt they've lost their best player in the most crucial position.
They're under a lot of pressure when they come to the Emirates on Sunday to get at least a point.
No goal.
They haven't scored a goal yet this season. They haven't won a game yet this season.
Great. You ain't scored a goal all season and you get Arsenal. Cheers. You know what I mean? So
we got Leno in goal, innit? We won't concede.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, man, Leno does all he can, man. He's a brick wall, but sometimes listen, when was the last time? What year did an Arsenal goalkeeper last go to Anfield and keep a clean sheet? Where did we last win at Anfield?
1-0, wasn't it? 1-0.
No, 2-0.
2-0 win when we won that game 2-0.
2012.
That was. I even remember it was Mark Poom was on the bench, and in goal was Almunia.
Nah, it wasn't that clown.
No, it wasn't.
But it was 2012, and it was when we Podolski and Cazorla.
Yeah. Who was in goal? Szczesny.
No.
Who was in goal then?
I think it was Vito Manone.
Oh, all right.
It's a blast from the past, isn't it? Jesus Christ, that's got me even thinking. And I remember the year. Hold on a minute. That's got me now. It was 2012, and I remember Santi and Podolski scored.
Yeah. I remember the goal scorers. Yeah.
So, and then looking at the team, right, here we go. Yeah, Podolski and Cazorla. And right, let's have a look. Yeah, Manone. I knew it. Vito Manone. Hey, do you want to know our team that day?
Yeah.
Manone, Jenkinson, Mertesacker, Harlan, Kieran Gibbs, Abu Diaby, masterclass that day. Mikel Arteta.
Yep. I know Arteta played that game.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Santi Cazorla, Lucas Podolski, Olivier Giroud. And who was the substitute goalkeeper?
I thought it was Mark Poom.
Nope.
Oh. Yeah.
Emi Martinez.
Hey, look at that.
And then Koscielny was on the bench. Andre Santos, Theo Walcott, Aaron Ramsey, Francis Coquelin, and Javinho.
Wow.
Wow. There we go. Blast from the past. Manone. How on earth did I remember Manone was in goal?
He had a good little spell, didn't he? He had a little spell where he did all right, didn't he?
So, Emi Martinez was a backup to Vito Manone.
Yeah, but that's 10 years a kid then.
See you later. Bye-bye.
He's a kid 10 times. I mean, you've got to take that into account as well. He's been at the club. He's at the club over 10 years. He'd have probably about 18 years old then. So he should have been in goal at 18.
I wish that I was sitting next to you right now, man.
No. So you're playing, going back to the game, so you think it's going to be an easy game?
No, I didn't say I think it's going to be easy, but we should be. Listen, with the games we've got coming up, 100%, look, with the games we've got coming up after this, we have to win this one. This is the one. It's a bit like the Fulham and West Ham. There's no middle area. It's 3 points. Home, 3 points. Team struggling. Go out there, go for the throat, get the 3 points, job done. Because our next two games, Manchester City and Man United, away.
The team-wise, walk me through your team. In goal, Runnison. But yeah, obviously in goal, Leno, right?
Yeah, back in goal, back three, Gabriel on the left, David Luiz in the centre, Rob Holding on the right.
Right.
Right wing back, I would go with Ainsley because Bellerin was so poor on that Monday night game.
Cedric didn't do too badly.
No, he didn't. I thought he done really well, but I think that given the fact it was a Thursday night he played and Sunday and he had come back from a bit of a knock, so you
wouldn't have Bellerin. You'd have
because he was so poor. I would drop him just for the foul throws. Inexcusable.
There's a lot of people upset with what he said afterwards as well about,
Hey, listen, you know what that is? I don't want to say it, but that is part of that old mentality that we used to have. And do you remember Bellerin was the one that once come out and said about Alexis, he's too, what was the word?
Too driven.
Yeah, and he's too intense. Even in training, he wants to win all the time. He's too intense and everything, and it's too much. And sorry, I don't want players like that at the club. Bye-bye. I don't want people like that. Sorry, I'm not having all this rubbish about, oh, well, everyone normally comes to Anfield and loses anyway now. And what is that, your mindset before you go out there? No, sorry, not good enough. Don't want that. Play Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Sorry. Left wing back. Kieran Tierney.
Okay.
All day long. Centrally, Ceballos and Granit Xhaka. In attack. Do you know what? In attack, I would change things up this week. I would have Ober on the left, Laka in the middle, and Pepe on the right. I think that the performance from Pepe at Anfield deserves a start. I thought he
played well.
People will naturally go, oh, Pepe didn't score. He didn't dribble past someone. He was crap. He's the Ivorian Javinho and all this and that they come out with, even though they're both Ivorian. But you know what I mean? This is what they all come out with. And I look at it and I just think his work rate was really good. Something that people won't really talk about a lot. I felt he was very direct. He was causing problems. And I feel that given the game at home and everything, I would change it up. I'd maybe bring Willian out for this one. And I'd play Pepe. I'd go with that front three. I think Laka's been really good. I think Ober needs a goal because he hasn't scored one since he's signed his new contract. Ironic. That always happens, doesn't it? A player signs a contract and goes downhill. It's like, oh, no, don't do that again. But no, he just needs a goal again. But, that's what I'll go with, to be honest. That would be my 11.
And prediction?
4-1.
Ooh, goals.
We are gonna concede though, because it's just ironic, and they ain't scored all season. I called 0-0 at Liverpool,
Okay, well, let's hope you call 4-1.
I did, didn't I? I said it beforehand. You were talking about all the goals, and I went 0-0.
All right, well, let's hope you call this one right. And just quickly before we go, How confident are you that, you know, come the end of the transfer window, we're going to get in what we need? Transfer window closes on Monday, of course.
My confidence is, I'm starting to get a little panicky now. We're getting to that period. I'm like, oh, itchy feet. Look, there's nothing wrong with waiting to see whether the window shuts before you open your mouth. And believe me, if we don't get what we need done, I'm going to open my mouth big time, because I feel that if we don't get what we need, the owners have let Mikel Arteta down. What I'm going to say, or what I want to say, will have no bearing on Mikel Arteta in any way, shape or form. I fully trust him. I fully agree with everything he's doing. I love the guy. And him not getting a certain player in is not his doing. If we don't get it, then he would have been let down. As manager, he would have been let down by the owners. So let's just wait and see what happens come Monday. Watch this space.
Okay, well, listen, DT, thanks very much. Don't forget the link for Manscaped in the description if you want to get a 20% discount off of that. AGB is the code. Use that code and you get a 20% off of all of the Manscaped grooming gear. Thanks for watching the show. We will be back. Let's hope we can go into that international break on the back of a big win. And it will be a great start if we do that. That will be like, you know, 9 points from a possible 12, you know, 3 wins out of 4. That'll be a great start to the season. Let's hope we can do that. It's Robbie here from AFTV. Don't forget to check out AFTV on Flick for all the latest transfer rumours, for all the information on Arsenal, for all the information on AFTV. You can check me there for Q&As on a regular basis. The link is in the description. It is free to download. Download it right now.